Now today I'm going to go through the what sold as usual. Throughout the video I'll break it up with some different things. And I have a special topic. Message in a mirror postcards. What are they? And how do you read them? A little computer magic. I can do it without using a mirror. I'll show you what that is in a little bit. Then instead of a definition or a term, I'm going to continue with the postcard tool. What tools do I use to sell postcards? And today we're going to talk about magnifying glasses. As I get older I can't see as well, so I got a bunch of different types and let you know what I found in, on the magnifying glasses. But this is like the one I use, and I'll speak about those. And then at the end of the video I got some viewer comments that came in through YouTube, different places, Facebook, emails, and we'll discuss a few of those. So let's go ahead and get going. I got 22 postcards sold on eBay. A couple of those were some larger orders. One gentleman came back again and bought a whole bunch of boats. I had no sales on Etsy and no sales on HIP. So let's go through some of the single cards that I sold. And remember, the what sold is more about the variety of cards, what to look for when you go out. I get a lot of emails, a lot of questions about, is this card worth it? Is that card worth it? It's difficult to do that without actually holding the card, but as you go through these videos you'll see what I'm picking up and what's selling. And you can look in our eBay store on the solds and also go through. I got a huge variety of different cards, so people can go out there and get a good idea when they go out and look for postcards. But this one is a white border card of the Cabrillo Bridge, entrance to Balboa Park, San Diego, California. And it's an unposted white border card. Nice good stock. Sold between $4 and $5. Next card is the Outer Banks of North Carolina. This is the Herbert C. Banner Bridge. Just a chrome card, but that's a huge bridge going out there. That'd be cool to drive on. But it looks like it goes from one island to another island. Chrome card, just a bridge. But someone probably lives out by the Outer Banks and they like to have this shot of this card, but it's unposted, $4 to $5. Next one is Greetings from Lake Ouachita Hot Springs National Park, Arkansas. Blakely Mountain Dam. I don't know. It's just a lake, but someone knows that. It's an aerial view. Aerial views do pretty good when you get these shots like that on there. Now in the older days when they had these types of shots, and this looks like it's from an airplane or a helicopter or something like that, what I read about is how they got these aerial views is they went up in the church chapels, the steeples, and they would take those shots of the towns or on a big mountain, but mostly church steeples and stuff, as high as they could get those shots. But that card sold between $4 and $5. Now this is from the Naval Boat Hall. This is the USS Guadalcanal LPH-7. It's an amphibious assault ship. I like these when they have the water coming out of the back. Unposted chrome card, $4 to $5. Next one, I got a bunch of these, and I really never did any research to what it is. I guess I should to do my due diligence. But it's called the House of David, Benton Harbor, Michigan. I had these and they're selling like crazy. So if you see Eden Springs on there, House of David, I guess I need to today to go out and just find out really what that is. But I got into a batch of those and a lot of cards, and most of them have sold, and they sell $4 to $5. But what is this? If someone knows, put it in the comments so I learn a little bit. But I'm going to go out and probably Google that today. But $4 to $5, but they have that on the back there. That Eden Springs, House of David, Benton Harbor, Michigan. But older card. But yeah, I probably had a good 2 dozen of those. And they did pretty well. The next one is another white border card. And this is a boat passing under the Waldo Handock Bridge in Bucksport, Maine. I thought it was pretty cool. There's a boat going under the bridge. But this is a solid card. I like these white border cards. I tend to go to the white borders in this era when they have that kind of look on the back. And you can just feel that it's solid quality card, $4 to $5. Now let me do this other one here. And this was one of the batches of cards someone bought. A lot of people come in. I would say 90% of the sales are single cards. But then you get some people that buy 2 cards, 3 cards, 4 cards. And then you get into the people that buy the 6 to 12 cards. And then you get those really nice orders where they buy 30 cards or 70 cards on there. Those come in every once in a while. But this is the Coronado Hotel, Nogales, Arizona. There's a sign. There's a swimming pool. And a tree. It's got 3 things going for it. Chrome card. And that's the name of the place. Right there. Nogales. I think that's how you say it. I'm so bad with names. Chrome card, $4 to $5. Next one, what the heck is this? Laboratory office. Thomas Edison's laboratory office. You know, I always notice when I see Edison stuff, there's always a bed somewhere, like he's always sleeping or something. But that's Thomas Edison office. Probably a touristy card, chrome. Very nicely, you know, it's not bad. $4 to $5. So this is all one order. Now here's another bed. This is the Bryce Hotel. Motels, hotels. There's a bed. It's got that retro look to it. There's a couch. It's probably what sold it, is the retro look of this. And nice chrome card. This is probably one you would pick up at the counter on the way out when you check out back in the day. And the last one for this order is Daytona Beach, Florida. Always pick up the Hula Girls or the Grass Court. You know, they sell. They're just nice looking cards. A little dated on the probably the 60s, but you know, really nice, nicely well done vertical card, chrome card, $4 to $5. So that was one order that I'll pack up and put in there. Now, I want to get into the special topic. These cards are a little different. They're called, I call them message in a mirror. You can hear hidden messages. But I didn't use that because I have some other postcards that I wanted with the different messages in there. But this one is, they write the messages on the mirror on the postcard backwards. So you have to hold it up to a mirror to read it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Message in a mirror postcards. What's the official definition? So here's the definition that I came up with. Message in a mirror postcard. A message written on a postcard backwards, readable when put up to a mirror. How simple can you get? A message written on a postcard backwards, and readable when put up to a mirror. They were very popular in the early 1900s. And you probably can still find some commercially done today. Now, how am I going to show you these? I'm going to show you these not using a mirror, but a little computer magic. I flipped the photos on here. And I got some examples of these cards to show you. Now, the first one is an embossed card. And it's actually right there. And if you can look in there, you can see it's backwards. The mirror. And this was posted in 1910. And it's got a light embossed to it. The gilding around the mirror is kind of embossed. But that's the first one. And I'm going to put it up here on the screen so you can see the whole card in the front and the back of the card. And then I'll put it up where you see the card, and on the right side you'll see it flipped. So this is the card I just showed you. And as you can see, the message is backwards. And that's the back of the card with the 1910 postmark and the 1-cent stamp and stuff like that. And if you notice, the edges around this card's a little worn, but that's not the focus of the card. The focus is what's in the mirror. Now let's see what the message says. So to you, or to me, it's the one on your left is the original card, and the one on the right, I flipped it using the computer, and it says, "I wish you were with me." And then the other writing is backwards, but what's in the mirror says, "I wish you were with me." So it's a little bit of a novelty card. The next one I got is basically almost the same lady. right there, and it says, "My darling, if these words you read, your looking glass you surely need." And this one's a little embossed, a light embossed too, around the mirror and stuff like that. But she's looking into the mirror and it's backwards. And this is an unposted card, probably from the early 1900s on there. But that's actual what it looks like in the mirror. Now let me bring this one up, and the same thing, the one on one side is the original, and the other one is where I flipped it, and it says, "Forget me not." And then the other words are backwards on one side, on there and stuff like that. But that's message in a mirror. Now you also find cards like this that are not really message in a mirror. They're just messages written on something backwards that you would need a mirror or to reverse the image like I did on the computer. This one right here is a clown and a duck holding a board, and the message is backwards. And it says, "Now please don't say no." But what does that say right there? Well, let's see. I did the same thing. Now please don't say no on the left side, and the board is backwards, and I flipped it. So now please don't say no is backwards, but the board says, "Don't you like me anymore?" So don't you like me anymore? But those are the three cards. So let's go through those three real quick again. So the first one, it's just a mirror on the wall. That's what it says, "I wish you were with me." Next one, the "Forget me not." It's backwards in the mirror. Flipped it. If you hold it up to a mirror, you can read it. And then the one without a mirror, you'll see these backward messages with the clown and "Don't you like me anymore?" Now let's talk about pricing of these novelty postcards. As you know with my other videos and stuff, pricing novelty postcards is all over the place. So I went out and on eBay, just make it simple, everybody can do it. I went out and found some solds. So this sold right here, postcard artist sign. This was an artist sign one with a message in there. Sold for $2.99 and $1.25 shipping. So it sold for under $5. Then I found some other ones over here. One sold for 99 cents and $1.50 shipping, and another one $4.99 and $2. So these are not really selling for that much. It falls into about where my average price between $4 and $6 is. Now since that's a little low, I always like to go out and look at listed. So I looked at the solds. That's exactly what completed and sold. And now let's look at the listed. What are these people listing these cards for? Here's one for $7.95. Here's one for $8.95. And another one for $8.95. Probably the same seller. And these are all free shipping. So these cards are not on the higher end. But if you do see them, they do sell. But there wasn't a lot of sales either. But they're novelty. They're neat to have for your collection. People like them. They're probably going to sit for a little while, but they will sell. Everything sells most of the time if you list them and manage your stores. That's message in a mirror. Postcards. Find them, keep them, sell them. Who knew? Now let me go through some more of the what solds on here. And if you're new to this channel, how this works is I do what solds, but I throw in special topics, and then I'll throw in the next coming up is a tool or a term, and then I'll do some what solds, and then I'll get into some viewer comments that talk a little bit about how I do things and answer the questions improv, just off the top of my head. But if you're new to this channel and you like postcards and you want to get into reselling, or you've been doing it a long time, please hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. We're getting a pretty good community here of a lot of people with a lot of different skills, and I've learned a lot already just doing these videos. I'm probably learning more than some of you guys by going through these and seeing, and it really makes me look at my business really with a microscope as I go through and get ready for these videos and do the research. But if there's anybody out there with any cards, any questions, or want me to do a video and do some research, please drop it in the comments, or if you look in the description of the video below, you'll see a lot of links to a lot of resources. There's postcard clubs, postcard shows, some of the tools we use, my address, email address. You can drop a message there if you don't want to put it in the comments. But let's go ahead and finish up some of these what sold. Next one is, oh God, what is this? Some kind of art. The Sargent family. Someone knows the Sargent family. This is a heavier card. It's pretty heavy. It's like a double of the cardstock on there. It doesn't even really bend that well. Sargent family, $45. Next one, what is this? This is J.S. Dorton Arena, State Fairgrounds, Raleigh, North Carolina. It'll seat 9,500 people. It's a building of an arena. It's probably not there anymore or used for something else, and someone used to go there, work there, and they bought the card, and this is a posted card. It doesn't say when it was posted, but $4 to $5. Another piece of history for someone. Now this one's from, today I sold a lot of the naval boats. They go in spurts. And this one is the USS Huntington, CL 107. And you can see right in the front there the name, but this is a black and white card. Unposted chrome card. I think I got about 200 of these. Next one, hotel. And there's a lot of things going on good in this postcard. And this is probably why I picked it up, or it came in a lot. One, you got a family sitting around a retro place. You got a lady in a bathing suit. You got a swimming pool. And you got a swimming pool down here. And if you look way in the back there, there's a sign. So this had all the stuff going for it. And it was a Bel Air Motel in Ocean Avenue, Wildwood Crest, New Jersey. So this card had a lot of things going for it, and it's probably why I picked it up. Swimming pool, people in swimming suits, retro furniture, and a sign. And it's a motel hotel. There was no question about picking that card up. Now, like I said, doing terms and definitions, I thought I would change it up to tools. So let's get into postcard tools. Some of the things that I use. And today's topic is magnifying glass. Let me put the definition, what a magnifying glass is, so we can get on the same foundation. Magnifying glass, a lens that produces an enlarged image. Typically set in a frame with a handle and used to examine smaller, finely detailed things such as fingerprints, stamps, and fine print. And let's add postcards. Now there's many different types of magnifying available, and they price from $10 as high as you want to go. I mean, you get in there. So let's look at, I'm not going to go over each price for each one, because you can go out on Amazon and put desk magnifying glass, and it'll just come up with so many options for you. Now this first one is the one I have on my desk. And it has an LED light around it. It clamps to the desk, and it has an articulated arm, an arm that comes out so I can push it to the side when I don't need it. But the light really helps me with my eyes to look at the details sometimes of the cards and tell me what it is. And I think I got mine for like $30, $25. The next one is a simple one. I have something like this as well. And this is just a handheld magnifying glass that I actually have one here. So if I was looking at a card, I can use this. I don't use this that often. I use to take the dust off of it. But if I wanted to see something without turning the light on, moving the boom real quick, I have one sitting next to me. Then if you don't want to clamp something to your desk, they make this one, and I'll show you the next one, that has a light. And there's a lid on some of these that protect the lens from dust and stuff. But this one actually has a weighted base with the arm that you can sit on your desk so you can move it around. Now you will have to plug some of these in, so you want to be close to a power outlet. But that's a good one too. And then there's a smaller one that has a arm that goes around, and it has a light as well. I prefer the ones with lights, even the handheld ones that have some kind of light, because it seems to my eyes, I see them a little bit different. But magnifying glass is a real good tool to have. Some people use the little loops for like jewelry to look at things, but I don't have to get that close on them on there. But I thought this was a good tool that anybody with postcards would would like to have. And I just wanted to show you the different options that might spur something to say, hey, yeah, that would be a good thing to get. With Christmas coming up, put it on your list. Have your kids buy it for you. And magnifying glass. Go get one. Who knew? So now let me get into the last of the what solds. Now this gentleman has bought like 3 lots from me. This one has like 8 or 9 cards in it. And he really likes the way I pack them and ship them. And he gets the bulk discount on it, on there. But he's going through the naval boats. And he's a good customer, and I appreciate him buying these. But let's go through the boats that he purchased so far. USS Harry Yarnell. Guided missile cruiser. Unposted. Some of these have a little bit of curve on there, but not much. Next boat was USS Yorktown. Aegis guided missile cruiser. Next one, USS Merrill, Spirit of 76. I think this is it's a cruiser destroyer, unposted, $4 to $5. Next one he bought was the USS John Paul Jones, and this is a Aegis guided missile cruiser, getting some kind of a thing going here, a trend. And then this one, I actually had a problem with this one. I transposed the inventory number, but since I keep it on a spreadsheet, I have the number on the sleeve or the divider for these cards, and I went to get the SKU number, and I went over and I picked up, it was some picture of some lady, and I go, that's not a boat. So, but I do copy my title and SKU numbers to a spreadsheet that I use for my cost of goods sold and stuff, and that's always my backup. And I wrote it down. I always turn the cards this way in the box to know I have to fix something there, and I wrote the numbers down. So I have to go back and research that. But I did find the card. It doesn't take long with my inventory sheet. It's going to be in one place or the other, but I did find it. This is the Leyte. I'm not even going to try to say it. Guided missile cruiser on there, but that little spreadsheet saves me a lot. It doesn't take a lot to copy that over, but it works my other programs. And another Paul Jones boat, Lake Erie, right here. He picked that one up. Now this is a bigger card. This is a Continental, and it's just a little bit bigger than a Continental, so it's going to have to go in a 5x7 sleeve. This is the USS Mobile Bay, Aegis guided missile cruiser. So this is one of the bigger cards. The boat cards seem like they're the only Continentals I sell. And then the last one he's got is the USS Raleigh. It's an amphibious transport dock. If you look on the back there, that's where they transport dock on there. So he bought all these cards, 22 cards, over $100 in sales probably, or close around there for the day. So that's not bad. Those big orders came in, saved the day. But those basically sold overnight, and I'll get these packed up. And now the big order that he got is over the limit that I would put into one of those envelopes, those white envelopes or whatever, because of the eBay standard envelope and the 1/4 inch thing. That'll go into a package and mailed to him. And this is like the 3rd time he's bought on those. Now let's get into viewer comments. I always like doing this part of it because it brings insight, makes me think a little bit. It's not as scripted. But Jules is one of the people, he's doing really well. So, some of the comments he's doing with the postcards, he's a good member of the community here. I appreciate his comments. They're really detailed, and he's really got this down. He thinks like I think, so I appreciate it, Jules. But he came in with a little longer comment after I did the video about the update that eBay did to the postcards and the changes for the fall update. So let me kind of break this down as I go through this comment. Jules wrote, my sales are down, but I'm still getting sales, and so they haven't tanked. So his sales got hit a little bit, but didn't tank. Most of the new item specifics are irrelevant or idiotic, and most do not show up in the filters on searches anyway. So irrelevant and idiotic. Absolutely. Good words to pick. Fortunately, so far, only condition, new or used, is required. So he does some research. He goes out there and he checks his stuff. So he's saying new or used is required. I haven't found too many required ones either. Everything else is recommended or additional. I'm only going to fill in the ones that I think are relevant. I don't think the item specifics they have will help people find postcards at all, but I don't know how much it will hurt taking away the categories. I think we have to give it a little bit of time and see. I've always tried to have good keywords in my title, so not much has changed in how I'm listing. Exactly. He's doing a lot of the best practices that I talk about and that I try to do and I've learned. Keywords in the title. And I have over 20,000 recommended item specifics for my postcards. Now I did go through and mess with them. I had it all cleaned up before and they had no recommended or required. And I got, let me see where I'm at today. I'm almost at 22,000 postcards listings on eBay, and I got 20,000 recommended. Now I did go through and try to make sure I put the states in and different things, but they're recommended, so I'm just it's a lower priority for me. I don't have any required ones, though that's good. But if you have required, I would go out there and get those taken care of. Recommended, work on them when you can. But check out Jules' comments. He comes up with some good stuff. It'll save you some time. He'll help you with the research. Thanks, Jules. Now, next one is a comment from the video about the fall update. It says, Mark, I appreciate your calm, measured approach to addressing your thoughts on this topic. Thanks for all you do. Well, I'm glad you appreciate it. I try to bring things level-headed. I've been in business for years. And been through cutovers and changes, and I just figure out what I can control and not, and try to make calculated decisions. Some of the decisions, I think back, I'm a friggin' genius. I'm not. I'll shoot myself up, but I always try to try things. I'm not going to totally destroy my business or make radical changes. I'm going to do little things to see what they do, and if it's positive. If it's not positive, I'll reevaluate and pull it back. I'm the first one to jump on that. But you got to give it some time. It's like turning a boat. When you turn the wheel of a boat, it takes a minute for the bow of the boat to start turning. So you make a change, you got to give it some time. It's not going to change, it's not going to give you sales overnight, or it's not going to, you got to give it some time. And also you need to track your numbers so you can see what the change is. Data will drive your business, not just how you feel. The same thing with profit. When you're tracking your profit and your expenses, just because you got a full wallet doesn't mean you're making money. You could be just getting the money back that you spent, and then you got to pay it out. So you need to know what your profit percent is and stuff like that. The same way with looking at the changes that you don't have control of. And try, be calm, don't get caught up in the drama and follow the herd off the cliff. Just make decisions on what you got. The more data you got, the better decisions you can do. And find some people that you can network with. It's always good to talk to people. You can always send me messages. I'll give you what I think of it. I try not to steer people in one way or the other. Run your business the way you want to run it. But also, data will drive most business decisions. You think it's a good idea and the data says no, and you still want to do it, give it a shot. But there's risk and there's ramifications if it goes wrong. But if it goes good, it might be really good. You always got to take a chance. You got to walk that edge once in a while, and you got to go over that edge. And there'll be some failures, and there'll be a lot of pluses. So try it. I tell people all the time, do it a little different. Now, Rootin' Relics, I see him on another channel and stuff like that. Really cool guy. He's was a former postal employee. So I did my video about how I changed my priority in first class. Some people said I overreacted. Some people say, hey, good. Let me know how it works. I think, it's okay. So whenever you do those videos, you'll go back and forth. You get some people that go with you, some people against you, but that's what makes it work. You got to hear it from both sides. Now, if everybody was saying, oh, God, don't do that, and 100% of the people, 90% of the people said that, I might rethink it, but it's kind of, people are just waiting to see, I think. So as soon as I put that video up, here comes Rootin', And he says, I hate to tell you this, but as a former postal employee, so he's got authority here, I know that priority gets delayed, lost, misdelivered, etc. As a shipper, I have had more delays on priority than I have first class. So, thanks, Rutan. That helps me. I'm a friggin' genius. But he's telling me like it is. And that's what I appreciate. People need to hear this. I needed to hear this. So, he's putting a shot over the bow to say, hey, you made a decision, but with my experience, you're still going to have some delays. So let's see how it comes out, and I'll keep you updated, Rutan. But I appreciate your straightforwardness, and I appreciate the time that you spent in the Navy, too. He bought some boats, and he was in service as well. And he worked for the Postal Service. So that's another buddy and somebody else in the community that's a reseller that has that experience, and he's just giving you a straight shot. So I won't take you down with me, Rutan. Everything will be fine. Everything will work out just fine. But I also get a lot of people asking about, can I list this card on eBay? Can I list this card on Etsy? Well, there's 5 cards that I have had taken down or not allowed to list on eBay. And Etsy, I tried them on too. HIP, I think I could probably put them on. But those 2 sites, I wouldn't try to list those 5 types of postcards on eBay. So if you want to know what those 5 types is, check out this video here, and I'll walk through each one of them on the 5 things I would not try, postcards I would not try to list on eBay. Now there might be some other ones. If they are, stick them in the comments and I'll add them to the video. But this video right here, I'll walk you through this real quick video. That's it. That's all I got for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.